Hello, everyone. A very good evening to all of you once again, and welcome to our last class of the June month. That is the last class of free Shiksha IELTS classes, which we started in the month of June. So, yes, sadly, it's the last class today. But yes, there is one good news as well that we are starting with another set of classes in the month of July. So very soon you will be getting the notifications about it and the mailers and all the information about it. So do not worry about it that the free Shiksha classes are being closed now. No, not at all. It's just the end of the month of June. And yes, hello everyone. I can see a lot of comments coming up. A very good evening and a very warm welcome to all of you. And yes, let me start with my slides. And just a small reminder that if you have not, registered with us so far, so please do register with us. Please click on the link which is given in the description below. And you will also get the IELTS calendar regarding the July classes very soon. So just wait patiently for another 1 or 2 days, and very soon you will be notified, regarding the classes. So do not worry if you have missed out any of our classes because we had, today it's our last class, but we have already previously covered. You can see it on your screen. On the first week of June, we started with the IELTS reading module. Then we also covered up listening module. Then writing in the third week and fourth week, we talked about the speaking module. So every module has been, described and explained in detail. So in case you have missed out on these particular topics, then please do register with us. You can register with us by clicking on the link which is given in the description below. You can also try to call your friends and family members with you, attending our live videos so that they can ask questions live and they can be answered one by one, and all your doubts will be cleared, as well as if anyone needs any help regarding the IELTS, any particular module, for example, reading, listening, writing, or speaking, any one of the four, then they can also, rewatch our videos on our YouTube channel. So our YouTube channel is with the same name, that is Shiksha Study Abroad. So you can subscribe with us so that you do not miss out on any other class in future which we have. Okay, so it was just a small reminder that in July we are starting with another set of classes, not on a daily basis, but at least twice a week. The days will be decided and will be told to you at least 1 or 2 days prior before we start. So do not worry about any notification or reminder that will be given to you. But for that, you will have to register with us. And for that, you will have to subscribe with us so that you do not miss out on any information which we are about to give you for further classes. All right. So here I want to tell you about the today's class. So to be covered, what are we going to cover today? And today we are going to cover up essential vocabulary for IELTS. So that covers up all this essential, that means all the important words and phrases which you might encounter in your paper, in your reading and listening paper especially, and in writing and speaking, what all words, what all sentences and phrases should you use to get higher bands. So all that I have covered today in the today's class. So yes, let's start with the class so that I can also take your doubt clearing session in the end. In the end of the class today, I'll give you some time to ask your queries and doubts. And of course, you'll get many more chances, many more opportunities to ask your doubts. So do not worry about that. It's our last class, sadly, for the June month. But again, as I said, in July, we are starting with another set of classes twice a week. So without any further delay, guys, let's start with the today's class. So first, I'm going to show you some vocabulary words related to your IELTS reading module, okay? So in reading, what kind of words can you encounter? For example, if the topic, if the title or heading in your reading paper is related to travel, then the words which you can encounter, which you might encounter in your paper, is tourism and vacation, takeoff, freeway, cruise. These are few of the words. There are also many other words like sailboat, voyage, bicycle, motel, camp, check-in. Okay, then there are other topics as well: education, and then I have listed down for you information technology. Okay, so let's see what all words are there from the starting. Okay, and just a break, guys, a small pause. I want to tell all of you who are attending today's class that if you are attending for the first time, please register with us with the help of the link which is given in the description below, just below this live video which is going on. And also I'll be taking all of your questions in the end of the free Shiksha IELTS class, in the end of the class today. So please do not worry about your questions. I can see a lot of questions coming up already on the comment section. So I do not want to break my flow here with the PPT. Let me continue with the PPT for now, and very soon I'll be coming back to the comment section to see your comments and questions. So every question will be addressed. Do not worry about that. All right, so let's start with the travel. So you can also see a table here in front of you where I have listed down words. Then I have given the meaning also so that you can see what is the meaning of that word, so that it's easy for you to use it in your reading, listening, and writing, speaking papers. As well as I have also listed down some examples, some sample sentences, so that you can understand really well that how to use, what is the context of that, or what is the significance in fact of that word, and how can you use it in your sentence. Okay, so for example, if I read about tourism, tourism means the business of providing services for tourists who are visiting a place, right? It's a very common word which is used by everyone in day to day life. So let's see one of the examples. Tourism is an important industry in every country, right? So this is how you can use this word tourism in your sentence. This is just a sample sentence, an example. So in the same way, I have listed down words related to travel topic like vacation, takeoff, freeway, cruise. Then there are many other words like sailboat, voyage, bicycle, motel, camp, check-in. So later on, when you rewatch the video, guys, you can always go back to this particular slide, whichever slide you want to watch again, and you can see the meanings of those words, and you can see the examples, so that yourself also you can uh, you know uh, keep on that tendency of making the sentences. So before you use these words by yourself, especially in your speaking and writing, it's important to know the meaning of those words, and it's important to see the examples, how these words are used. So if you talk about the topic education, then many words like academic year or assignment, credit, curriculum, curriculum vitae, discipline, doctorate, literacy, scholarship, secondary education, right? So these words can come up in your reading paper. So it's very important to read the meaning at least and see the example of these words. So please do read these vocabulary words very carefully. Please take this class very sincerely, because you will encounter these words again and again in your reading and listening. So every time you ask me this question, how to increase your vocabulary, how to enhance your vocabulary, so today's class is the answer to this particular question. So do be very much concentrated so that you know which word has to be used how. Now, if we talk about information technology, then if the topic is related to information technology, then the words like commercial, coupon, eye catcher, features, hoarding, poster, target, endorsement, subliminal, telemarketing, these words can come up in your reading and listening paper, okay? Especially reading. So these are all particular words. If someone is joining right now, then let me tell you, these are all words related to your reading module. After this, I'll be showing you the words which you might encounter in your listening paper. After that, I'll be giving you a few phrases and words which you can use in your writing. And in the end, we'll complete the PPT with the speaking vocabulary. All right. So let's look at business and work. So if something related to business and work is there in your reading paper, then the words like bonus, dismiss, employer, interview, redundant, maternity leave, notice period, perk, promotion, and union can come up. Okay. Food, diet, and fitness. Let's see what are some words related to food, diet, and fitness. So, abnormal, ache, achievement, genetics, hygiene, immunity, infirm, massage, moisture, and performance. So these are few words related to food and diet. If we talk about arts and culture, Then the words like preserve, rituals, paradise, socialize, cultural traditions, myth, ceremonies, legends, folklore, and inheritance. So these are few of the words which you should know and you should have it in your vocabulary bank so that if these words come up in your reading paper, you know the meaning of them. If we talk about environment and science, then many of the words you must have heard in your classes and in your school and college times as well. So deforestation, cultivate, wetland, oxidized, rainforest, acidification, emission, photosynthesis, grassland, and ecosystem. These are few of the common words which you might have heard before. If you do not know the meaning of any one of them, then of course, right now it's not possible for me to read the meaning and example question and example sentence for each one of them. So you can rewatch the video again later on, and then you can check out the meaning and significance and the examples of them. All right, coming to fashion. So if something related to fashion is there in your reading paper, then you might get the words like trendy, casual look, outfit, wardrobe, and accessories, catwalk, aesthetics, retro, silhouette, and embellishing. Okay, so these are few of the words. Some words you might have heard, but some words like silhouette and embellishing, retro, aesthetics you might not have heard. If you have heard, good enough for you. But if you have not heard, then these are the meanings here given to you, and you can rewatch the video again later on and see the meanings and the example sentences. All right, coming to the personality topic. So, if we are talking about someone's personality, then you might want to use the words like adventurous, aggressive, ambitious, temper, emotions, anxiety, depression, enthusiastic, challenge, and charming. So these are few of the words which you can use in your, writing and speaking module as well. So these words will help you in increasing your vocabulary. But these are the words which are majorly seen in your reading paper. So most of the candidates they do encounter again and again the same words. So it's better to learn beforehand. All right, they never get in a different way in every paper, so they might get repeated, so you might want to learn them before you even sit for your reading exam. All right, coming to COVID 19, this is a very important topic because many topics come up on this topic, in the reading paper. I have seen it myself. So, coronavirus, sanitize, face mask, pandemic, epidemic, illness, decay, corruption, hospitality, and symptoms. These are few of the words. Again, some words might be familiar to you, but some words you might not be familiar with. So, yes, please do read the meanings later on by yourself and also see the example questions. Now, there are some words which I have listed down for you for your particular listening vocabulary for your listening exam in the IELTS. Okay, so let's read about it a little bit first. So, in the listening section of the IELTS test, you can come across thousands of words from a variety of topics. And here is a list of commonly used IELTS listening test words to keep in mind so you don't lose valuable grades. Please be aware that IELTS test takers often misspell some of these words. So, spelling is a very major thing in your IELTS reading and listening. If your spelling is wrong, then definitely your marks will be cut and your bands will be deducted. Now, vocabulary accounts for about 25% of all categories of the IELTS test, that is, reading, writing, speaking, and listening. So, you must know the pronunciation and spelling of all repeated words on the IELTS exam. This can help you to obtain a high range of bands. The development of the English language is very important for the success of the IELTS test. So, as I told you before, also in many of the previous videos of ours, I have talked about the spelling and grammar thing, that spelling plays a very essential role again. It plays a very major role. So, if your spellings are wrong and in case your answer is right, still it's given zero. Okay, because you already know that in reading and listening 1 mark is given for each correct answer. So if your answer is correct but your spelling is wrong, then whole marks are deducted and no 1 mark is given, zero is given to you. So hence spelling is very important. All right, so in listening I have listed down the words like this. So I have made it into paragraphs, you can see, and I have I have, highlighted the words in orange. For example, if the listening topic or heading is related to money matters, then you might listen to some words like purchase, partial refund, annuity, non refundable, MasterCard, Visa card, distribution costs, income, and so on. There are so many words. So you can read them later on in your free time whenever you rewatch the video. See, these words are for all of you so that you learn them, you know the meaning of them, so that in your exam, when you hear these words again, you are not confused. Hence, I have listed down all the words in front of the topics so that you learn them very thoroughly. All right. So, if we are talking about subjects, then of course you should know the words like physics, chemistry, and mathematics, science, psychology, anthropology, economics, philosophy, performing arts, visual arts, humanities, and so on. All right. If we talk about health, then you might hear the word like, you might hear the words like disease, meal, protein, balanced diet, zinc, meat, seafood, eggs, citrus fruits, all of that. So you should know the meanings of all these words which are given here so that you do not get confused when you listen to them in your listening paper. Now, if we talk about rating and qualities, if someone is, for example, if the speaker is speaking about rating and qualities in your listening exam, then you might hear something like satisfied or disappointed, efficient, luxurious, colored, spotted, stripped, reasonable, satisfactory, dangerous, safe, and so on. If the speaker is talking about tourism topic, then you might hear the speaker say tourist guided tour or ticket office, souvenir, trip, guest, view, culture, memorable, and so on. If we are talking about adjectives, then convenient, suitable, vulnerable, pessimistic, optimistic, realistic, practical, knowledgeable, flexible. So these are some of the words which you should know if we are talking about adjectives of something, okay? If we are talking about hobbies, for example, the speaker is talking about hobbies of his own, right? So he might say something like gardening, I like gardening, or I'm very fond of archery, or I love ice skating, or I went for darts, I went for golf yesterday, billiards, photography, painting, embroidery, climbing, chess, etc. All right, if we talk about subjects, then of course you know already because we have already repeated here. And then if we talk about shapes, then you should know the main meaning and the names of shapes like spherical, spiral, circular, curved, cylindrical, square, rectangular, triangular, polygon, and oval. So these are few of the shapes which you might encounter listening in your listening paper. If we talk about environment, then something like smog, climate, pollution, temperature, power plants, landfill, cattle, these words can be heard in your listening paper. If we talk about animals, then birds of prey, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species, and so on can be heard. Same goes with plants, countries, languages, homes, in the city, work and jobs, workplaces, etc. Okay, so this finishes up with our listening. So I'm not repeating each and every word again and again because that will make the class monotonous. You can read it on your own when you rewatch the video, or whenever you want any help, you can come back to this video. It will never be, deleted from here. So for that, you'll have to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is with the same name, Shiksha Study Abroad. And of course, you'll get access to every free videos which we have uploaded previously in the whole month. So in the whole month of June, we have covered up so far the whole IELTS syllabus and all the 4 modules in detail. So yes, please do rewatch it. Any case, anytime, whenever you need help. Coming to the next slide, which says IELTS speaking vocabulary. So now I'm going to show you some words and phrases which might help you in your speaking exam and which might help you to increase your band in terms of vocabulary. So yes, let's talk about adding more information. So if you want to add information to another sentence, from the previous one, then you can say that sentence with, you can start it with, another reason is, or you can also say also, and, as well as. There are many other words like additionally, okay, moreover. So these are the words. If we are talking about time phrases, then of course, if you need to describe time in your speaking test or speaking task, you can use any of the following linkers. So these words are known as cohesive devices as well as linking devices, linking words. So there are many names to it. You can call them by any name, but the meaning is same. Okay, they link the two phrases or sentences. So if you want to say something about time phrases in your speaking test, then you can say at the moment, at present, now, these days, nowadays, before, back in the day, and all of that. If we talk about causes and solutions, for example, you want to state a problem and then you want to state the solution to that same problem, then you can use these words like because, or you can say, I suppose the best way to deal with this problem is, and then you can continue with your sentence. The main reason is, and dash. It was caused by, and then continue. One way to solve this could be, and continue. All right. All right, so now fourth is expressing ideas and stating an opinion. So I think one important thing is, and so on. I suppose the main difference is, and so on. If you're talking about giving examples, if you want to give examples, especially in part three of speaking, as I told you yesterday, right, you have to give examples to be more explanatory in your answer, and that's very important for higher bands in part three of speaking. So you can say, for instance, or like, for example, such as, likewise. Okay, the best example is. So all these words can be used for giving examples. If you talk about contrasting and opposite, that means you want to contrast or contradict some view of yours or some sentence of yours, then you can say but, while, on the other hand, although, or however. So these are few of the words. To agree or express disagreement, I couldn't disagree more, or I can't agree with that. I quite agree with that, or well, exactly. Then signpost words to begin with, however, unfortunately, similarly, nonetheless. These are few of the words if you want to signpost words. So let's read about it. Signposting words and phrases will help guide the examiner through the information, especially for long answers. So in case you want to give a long answer, especially when it happens in part 3 of your speaking, where you are required to give, detailed answers, so there you can use these linking devices in order to show your vocabulary to the examiner. If we talk about linking words for IELTS academic writing task 1, now we are shifting from speaking to writing. So let me show you the linking words or cohesive linking devices for writing task 1, particularly for report writing. Then let me show you how you can start a paragraph where you're writing a report about a bar graph or line graph pie chart. How can you start? According to the graph or figures, then overall it is clear that this is especially for the overview paragraph, the second paragraph. So we talked about the writing task 1 report writing also in detail. In case you have missed that out, you can go to our previous videos where we have covered up writing module in detail. So for that, again, you'll have to click on the link. So every question, every solution to every question is there in the link. Okay, and is in the videos, of course. So it can be seen that it is noticeable that in contrast, dash does not follow this trend. So these are few of the phrases which can be used to increase your band. Now, if we talk about contrast words, in contrast, however, whereas, while, on the other hand, if we are using linking phrases like if you want to add the information, then in addition to, furthermore, overall, it could be seen that according to the data, or it is clear that if we want to express the time expressions, then in the year 2000, or at the beginning or at the end of the period, over, throughout, during the period in question, by 2000, between 1998 and 2000. So all of these phrases, then for the last paragraph, you can use to sum up or to recapitulate, to conclude, or in conclusion. All of these words can be used for concluding the paragraphs, describing a process or describing a map. So you already are aware till now. I have talked about writing, report writing in my previous videos as well, that how many types of report writings are there. I showed you the sample question and answer as well. I gave you the tips and strategies as well. So you can go back and rewatch those videos in case you have missed that out. And if you have seen those videos, if you have watched them already, then you must be knowing that for describing a process, there is a separate set of vocabulary. For describing a map, there is a separate set of vocabulary. For linking words for task 2 are separate, of course. So let's look at them as well. Listing, firstly, secondly, thirdly, and so on. Adding information again, furthermore, moreover. Additionally, what is more? Similarity. If you want to show similarity between two ideas, then you can say equally, likewise, similarly. Okay. Then giving examples can be used for these words. Cause and consequence, that means reasons or causes or solutions. Then you can say these kind of words. If you're generalizing, then you can write these kind of words: on the whole, as a rule, in general, or generally. Expressing an alternative and contrast, alternative. That means rather, on the other hand, you're showing a contrast, right? From the first view to the second view. So these are the words. In conclusion, to conclude, these can be used for concluding your essay, that is your task 2. To summarize, overall, therefore. So this brings us to the end of the vocabulary class, which I have listed down for you. I know I have, quite quickly finished it because I want to take up your questions as well, so that I get some time with you, with all of you who are joining us from the first June itself. So I want to give you some time, and I want to answer all of your questions, whatever you're about to ask in your comment section. So yes, let me just quickly finish this slide. We are over. We are done with the vocabulary section for now. Now I'm going to show you at least one or two questions for each of the parts of speaking. So we had finished yesterday was the last class for speaking module. So today we are going to see how we can answer the questions in the first part, second part, and third part of your speaking. So if we talk about part 1, then topic, for example, I have taken here patience, right? So what do you think patience is? The examiner might ask you this. So how would you answer that? Let's see. Well, I think patience is a virtue. Unfortunately, nowadays people are quite impatient. For example, many people want to get rich quickly but are not willing to get their hands dirty. So they always complain about life. This is a band 8 plus answer. This is how you have to answer. Now you can see here the words which are being used, the good words or the high level of vocabulary like virtue has been bolded for you. Then complain is also a good word. That is why I have bolded it in black. And get their hands dirty. This is a idiom. This is an idiom. So idioms and phrases, if you are willing to use them, please make sure that you know the meaning of those idioms and you know how to use them. Meaning and usage should be known before using those words in your speaking test. So this is a band 8 answer, 8 plus in fact. So if you do not make any grammatical mistake also in saying this, exact same or something like this in your exam, then definitely nobody can stop you from getting 9 bands as well, which is the highest in IELTS speaking. If we talk about the second question here, do you think patience is important? Now, here the examiner is asking about your own belief, your own opinion. So you will start with answering, yes or no word, but you can also say something like this: absolutely, or indeed, certainly. Instead of yes, you can say these words. I think it's a quality that everybody should try to learn. In my opinion, learning to wait until the right time is the key to success. In fact, most successful entrepreneurs are very patient. So, this is a very beautiful answer, and you can see how, again, is the key to success is again an idiom and a very good phrase to be used for this kind of question. So, you'll have to play with your words a little bit, but yes, I would advise to go for simple language first, especially in part 1, and then in part 2 and part 3 where you have to give long answers, you will get opportunity or you will get time to express your views in a very good way or in a very elaborate way. So when you have to give detailed answer to your questions, there there and then you will use these kind of phrases. I would advise all of you who are about to sit for their IELTS exam, especially for the speaking test, please go for the simple language. If you do not know any high level of vocabulary, please do not try to experiment there. Okay? Experiment doesn't work in the IELTS speaking test. If you're really familiar with good words, then only use them. Now, after part 1, I'm going to show you one sample answer of part 2, which is, so I have taken the example topic as describe a film or TV program that made you laugh. All right. And you should say these are the 3 bullet points, in fact, 4 bullet points, which you have to cover in your answer. So the first bullet point says, what is it called and what is it about? Second is who the main characters are. Third, what made you laugh? Fourth, explain why you remember this film, TV program so well. Okay, so let's start with the answer. So, how you can start answering this type of cue card or topic? Let's see. I am going to talk about Friends, obviously. So, I'm sure you know everybody must have heard about the TV series Friends, which is very old and very popular, very famous among many people. So, I am going to talk about Friends, obviously. And okay, one thing more, guys. This is a sample answer, so you do not have to copy paste it in your, speaking test. Please try to formulate it in your own words. This is just a sample answer given by someone, and I have copy pasted here for you to see that how you should actually answer in your cue card. All right. Please do not confuse yourself, and please do not copy paste the same words. You can just reframe it in different synonyms. So I'm starting the answer again to this cue card. I am going to talk about Friends. Obviously, it's a very famous comedy series aired in the 90s, but it's still a very popular today. There are 6 main characters in the sitcom, 3 girls, Rachel, Monica, and Phoebe, and 3 boys, Ross, Joey, and Chandler. The stories revolve around their work life and love life. Each of the characters have very distinct personality traits that make them unique. And I guess that's one of the reasons why they're funny, right? So, for example, Rachel was born beautiful and rich. So, apparently, she's got a lot going on for herself, but she is sometimes oblivious to problems of people who are less lucky. Monica, despite being very beautiful as an adult, struggled with obesity as a teenager. So you can imagine there's always some competition going on between these 2 girls, right? So Phoebe, on the other hand, seems like a weird but carefree person. So I guess she's there to smooth things out for everyone. Anyway, the director and producer managed to turn their rivalry and friendship into something that is quite intriguing to watch. As the story develops, their dynamics evolve and they even become lovers, breaking up and making up. It's hard to elaborate how funny it is. Maybe some of the jokes are no longer appropriate today, but all in all, it's still a worth watch. Still worth a watch. Okay, so this is a very beautiful sample answer which has been given by someone. So the topic was that describe a film or TV program that made you laugh. So for this person, Friends was the TV series or TV program that made him or her laugh. And you can see how well he has structured in the chronological way the ideas that flew in the whole cue card answer. You can also note some of the words, good words, so that is also expressing his vocabulary. For example, if we talk about this word sitcom, so this is a very common word, but again, sometimes when you are in the speaking test, speaking in front of the examiner, you tend to forget certain words. So these are few of the words which you should remind yourself while you're sitting there, and this will only come with practice. Okay. So, for example, sitcom was a good word which was being used here. Then, if we talk about struggled, was also a good word. Oblivious was a good word. Intriguing was again a very nice word. Elaborate, right? So, these are few of the words which you can use in your um, speaking test to show your vocabulary to the examiner. But again, as I said, please be simple with your language and only use them if you really think you know them well. All right, coming to the part 3, which is kind of a discussion topic with the examiner. So you tend to discuss certain topics, certain abstract ideas and topics in detail. So, for example, the topic which I have taken for part 3 today is advertising. And the first question is, are there many advertisements in your country? So the person has answered like this: definitely there are. They appear all over the place, from the streets to social media, with a high density. For example, there is a multitude of colorful flyers stuck on the street walls in Sydney. So, this is a very beautiful answer given by someone. Now, here the answer is quite short as per me. It might be okay for the examiner, but in part 3, I always advise all of the IELTS candidates who are about to sit for their IELTS exam that please expand your answer or express your ideas and points in detail and give some examples. So this is a quite short answer as compared to part 3, but yes, in other answers they have given quite long answers, and you are required to give long answers in part 3. Let me remind you that. So I'll take the last question for the another sample question. So last question asks, how do you feel about advertisements? So the person has answered, sometimes I find it a little bit disappointing because the quality products are usually overrated. However, there are other beneficial advertisements in supermarkets which has informative contents for customers, such as on which days there will be promotions or which new products will be launched. So you can see again a set of words which have been used to impress the examiner. Some good words have been used, like overrated, informative, launched, promotions. Now, these words might be common for you, but again, do not forget to use them, especially in your speaking test. All right. So, guys, this finishes up with our last class and last PPT for the day. Now, I give you some time to ask your doubts and queries. And yes, I will also help you out by copy pasting the link myself here on your comment section. So do not worry about that. So now you can start asking your questions and I'll answer them one by one. Also, guys, if you have not registered with us, please do register with us. I'm copy pasting the link. If you were not able to find it in your description below, then don't worry about it. I'll just copy paste it right now. So I am getting a lot of comments like, thank you, teacher, and I am from Yemen. I'm from many other countries have been mentioned here. I feel really very happy that the candidates are not just from India. We are having a lot of candidates from other countries as well. So I'm really blessed. I'm really feeling very happy to see all of you across the world joining us live today. That's a beautiful thing. Uh, all right. So the first question which has come up here. Please, for assessments or exercise for June training, please advise if they are listed. Yes, of course. So please click on this link which I have just copy pasted on the comment section, guys. And with the help of this link, you'll get registered and you'll also find the IELTS calendar on the same page after clicking this link. Okay. So you can watch all the videos for free. You will get access to our free sample papers which you can download. You can also get in touch with our counselors, expert counselors who will help you in your counseling sessions for free, of course. So you do not have to pay anything. So as I said, every solution to every question is there in this link. Please click on this link which is there on the description below, as well as on the comment section also now. So another question is, may we get your WhatsApp number? Well, that is not allowed because I'm working with a firm and that is really confidential. I'm really sorry about that. But again, as an IELTS expert, I'm here to help you out and make your IELTS journey smoother, as I said in the trailer as well. So yes, that is what we have thought of doing in the month of June, and I hope we have succeeded so far. And from your response I can see that we have, as well as yes, we are starting with another set of classes, as I said, in July. So one question is linked up with that as well. My question is that you said another class will be starting next month, right? Yes, of course. So this is right information which you got from me, and very soon you'll be getting notifications and emails also regarding it. But yes, for more benefits and for more information, please subscribe with us. In case you do not get the notification or you do not get anything in your emails, then at least you have the subscription with us so that you do not miss out on any other class in future. So if you have subscribed with us, then definitely you will get notification on any IELTS class which is happening or any other exam class which will happen in future. All right. All right. Will the same topic be covered the next class? No. We are not covering up the topics this time. Topics have been covered in the month of June in detail. Next month, we are only focusing on how to answer the questions. And those questions will be related to all the four modules. So I will be showing you each week will be, there are 4 weeks, right? So in every week, we'll be taking up one module each. IELTS has 4 modules: reading, listening, writing, and speaking. So we'll start with maybe reading or listening or speaking or writing. That we'll see later on. But yes, we can talk live here. You can come up live in the daily not the daily but twice a week. You can come on the live classes, in the live classes, and then you can talk about your queries and doubts. If you want to ask anything, we'll have a doubt session live and I'll answer all your questions one by one. But yes, nothing would be repeated, it will all be new. We will be mainly focusing on the assessment questions, the sample questions, and how to answer them. All right, so in the month of July, we are taking up all the assessment questions from all the modules: reading, listening, writing, and speaking. So, for example, in writing, we have 2 tasks, right? So, I'll be showing you how to answer task 1, how to answer task 2. In speaking, we have 3 parts. So, I'll be showing you again. So, in case you have missed out on these classes, then you will have another opportunity to learn about how to answer questions in each of the module again in the month of July. So yeah, that is what we are going to cover up. Mhm. Okay, so somebody is saying, thanks teacher, you are great. Well, you are great too. Thank you so much for that lovely comment. And these type of comments, really encourage us and keep us going. So yes, do attend us live every time we come here. And for that, you'll have to subscribe with us. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Shiksha Study Abroad. And also click on the link which is in the comment section as well as in the description. Okay, thanks very much for that. Welcome, welcome. So, whoever is saying thank you, a very, very warm welcome to all of you. A very, very thank you for saying such lovely comments. And I'll see you soon in another set of classes in the month of July. So, I am not going anywhere. People who are fond of me and my classes, then definitely I'm going to be there for your IELTS journey throughout. And yes, we are starting with another set of classes in the month of July. So please do not forget to subscribe with us. Please do not forget to register with us so that you get every information regarding our classes. All right. Okay, any other question, guys, before I wind up? So if there are no questions, in case you want to re-watch the video and then come up with questions, later on also your questions will be answered as soon as possible. So do not worry about that. And yes, whenever you want to ask any question after watching any video, you can just comment on the comment section below, just below that video, and we'll answer it as soon as possible. So, teacher, please can you help me for Learn Free? Well, we are giving free classes, right? So, yes, we are giving free classes, and further also in the coming months of July and August and so on, we will give you free classes. We are not asking for any one single penny. So all these classes are for free, so do make use of it. But yes, we have not started with one-on-one classes. I do not think so. The company provides that for now. Let's see if we can work on it later on in future. But yes, for now we are giving a group live session here as I'm talking to you live here. But yes, free classes will be provided to you in the further coming upcoming months as well, so do not worry about that. Okay, so I think that's all for the today's class, right? So I would like to say bye bye now to all of you, and thank you so much for joining us. And I'll see you soon in the month of July, and you'll get the notifications. Do not worry about it, but yes, do please subscribe and register with us. Thank you so much, guys, for your time, and thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.